Hey guys, Jay Massey here. Welcome back to the channel. And for those of you who are just finding us for the first time, here at CashFlowDiary, what we do is it's rather simple. We provide temporary housing and we teach people to provide temporary housing. So in the process of doing so, we like to publish videos, we have content and a number of resources. In fact, if you check the links in the video below, you'll see that we have a number of resources, and definitely make sure you get started with our free and popular The Blueprint. It's CashFlowDiary.com, The Blueprint. It's literally 8 hours of training teaching you how to get started in your short-term rental business. So in this video, what we're going to talk about very briefly, I guess, but also very importantly, is how much money do you need to get started in the short-term rental business? Many people ask me this question. Now, having had the opportunity to work with a number of individuals across many different continents, literally, we currently help individuals in 17 different countries. And what it comes down to is the process is rather similar, but we had to come up with a formula that would work regardless of location. So the formula we like to use is applied on a per square foot level. Let me explain why. It's done that way, well, because most of you are going to ask things like, hey, if I wanted a 1-bedroom, how much is that going to cost? Or if it's a 2-bedroom, how much is that going to cost? What about a house? And what about a trailer or anything that you could be thinking of? And truth be told, if you check many of our other videos, we talk about how wild the short-term rental world can be, how you can use almost any piece of land, whether there's a structure on it or not. The point is, not all 1-bedrooms, studios, or 2-bedrooms, 2 flats are the same. Some have a lot of square footage and some are smaller. So I could say, you know, a 2-bedroom's going to be X number of dollars. Except you might have found the 2-bedroom that's 2,000 square feet and you're expecting it to be X number of dollars, and unfortunately that's not going to work. What you've got to understand is that there's a certain level of quality that we believe you should be going for. More importantly, that your customer is expecting. And if you're really going to build this business, you're going to want to build it in such a way that the customer has the same experience regardless of which of your locations you wish to go to, because, well, at the end of the day, once they cross the threshold, the experience should be the same. Let me preface this by saying, if you're looking for just like one short-term rental, we're probably not the place for you. So many of our answers are going to expand for those of you who are looking to have 5, 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 or more short-term rentals under operation. And if that's something you want, then the formula is rather straightforward. We say it's $25 per square foot. So what's included in that? Everything, okay? So before you ask, everything that you need is included in that. So we are making certain assumptions. One of those assumptions is that you're renting the unit. So security deposits, the rent, that's included. We're making the assumption that you're going to own the furnishings that you put inside the unit. So the purchasing of the appropriate furnishings is also included. We're making certain assumptions that you value screening, safety, and security like we do. So that is also going to be included inside the $25 per square foot. Yeah, utility deposits, your designer fees, etc. All of that is included in the $25 per square foot. This is where I have to address a very common occurrence, because see, I know some of you right now, what you're doing is, well, if all that's in the $25 per square foot, then I can do it myself, and I can do this myself, and I can do all of those things. And you know what? You can. You absolutely positively can. Here's what you can expect, though, from the information that we continue to provide you. We want to provide you a fully functioning system. It's literally based upon a recipe, if you will, that we have perfected by working in this industry with so many of our own units, as well as those that we get the privilege of instructing across the globe. So what that means is that we want you to have a certain level of experience when it comes to getting the unit set up, installing all of the necessary software, screening safety and security equipment, making your guests feel safe, and giving you the maximum potential opportunity for revenue. Often, when we talk about revenue, though, people are concerned about the accommodation rate. And while, yes, that's important, it is not everything. In the not too distant future, you'll see a video where we'll talk about that income formula, if you will, and you'll understand that the accommodation rate is just the least profitable part of the business, and really just the beginning. With that being said, $25 per square foot, however, could seem expensive and probably does for many of you, but I also know it will include everything that you need, and more importantly, it will make sure that you're not trying to skip any steps. See, it's okay to cut costs, but not corners. Not using a designer will result in a lower startup cost today, but it will also result in a longer cost in terms of your revenue over time. I promise you, if you can take a unit that is well designed and put it up against a unit that isn't, and at the end of the day, there will be a monetary difference between the two. And I know many of us think, oh, well, I can do that. I've seen HGTV, and I'm gonna say no. You think you can, and that's good, but it's not enough. So inside that $25 per square foot, we're talking all of your professional services by third parties to do the work. Now, some of you know, in fact, I like photography. Often on the videos that you guys see, I'm also the photographer or videographer on the other end, or some of the photos, if you've checked out Instagram, etc. They probably were images that I produced. I like photography, it's fun. And even though I can be pretty good at it, I've been published in, the Orange County, California newspapers. Guess what? I don't take our own photos for our units because it's too much work to do so, even though I can do it myself, and it's not the highest and best use of my time. And I want you to begin to adopt this same philosophy, right? It's 3 levels of CEO. 3 levels of CEO. See, the first level of CEO is Chief Everything Officer. This is a level that we all start at. The second level is Chief Executive Officer. This is where I want you to get to as quickly as humanly possible, because the sooner you get there, the more time freedom you're also creating for yourself, because you're working through others and with others in order to achieve the goal. And then you get to Chief Empowerment Officer. When you get to Chief Empowerment Officer, now you are developing leaders, and those leaders are driving the organization and the OKRs and the KPIs and putting you in a position to really survey the land and make sure that you can take care of things from afar. And sometimes afar could be very far away. In fact, there are some of the units that we have running today that I have not visited in many, many years. And that's good. I like it that way, because the units still bring an income without me having to go to them and babysit them or watch over them. And they also provide opportunity for someone else to have a job, a clean, safe, affordable place to stay. And they're a part of the community, which I think is great. So when it comes down to it, cutting costs, but not corners, is important. And $25 per square foot is where you should plan and budget and landing. So that 1,000 square foot, I'm saying multiply by 25. That 800 square foot, multiply by 25. That 400 square foot, multiply by 25. Either way it goes, the numbers convert. For those of you on the metric system or a different currency, the numbers convert, and what you're able to do is to have an appropriate budget. At least this way, You'll know that you started with an appropriate budget, because sometimes the reason the business fails is because it was underfunded from the beginning. If you like information like this, I'm looking forward to seeing you again. Make sure you click subscribe, and don't forget to check the links down below for a lot more information, as well as some of the top resources we like to use when building our short-term rentals.